Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and it's great to be, this is arguably the safest room in the Capitol right now with all my brothers and sisters sitting out here, so, I mean, such an amazing feeling sitting in front of all you. I'm going to, a few statements and then I'll ask my question. Healthcare records. We all understand, and many of you spoke about the healthcare records and the data transfer and the challenges that we face in that. Know that this committee is addressing that as best we can. Our veterans' data is one of the most precious assets we have in this country. And we will not have a breach in any way. And that's where the challenge is, because healthcare departments, they all work in silos. And we're systematically trying to integrate all of these different areas. And it's very challenging. I've been working on the electronic healthcare records since 2016. And the VA is a very closed loop when it comes to us and our information, okay? So Congress is very actively trying to engage with that. Baseline assessment, sir. You're spot on. When it comes to mental health, the veterans' health, from the day that we enter into basic training, we should be assessed. Right now, we have to deal with injured brains and bodies. When they get out into the veteran space and then we do those initial assessments in the VAs, we're already broken. And we are working with the services right now to implement proper baseline assessments so that healthcare record can travel with that particular individual and all the way up until the day that we put them in the ground. That way we know how far they're digressing or flourishing, okay? No, just another one of those things that we're addressing behind the scenes, and it's something that we don't have the ability to get the word out as best we can, but I want you to hear me say that right here in front of you as a veteran. Ms. Sipes, I pray for you and everyone else religiously. My wife and kids and I do that, so thank you for coming up here and spending this day with us. Mr. McNeil, the service animal guidelines, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think that has really come off the rails. I think people have taken advantage of the situation, and the ones that are suffering are the ones that actually have to have the service animals. So I would actually, if it's possible, I'd like to sit down with you and the group so you can outline that for us, what you want. Because those of us that don't have service animals, I would say we're just throwing jello at the wall where you're the subject matter expert. Are you good with that, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. And just so you know, and it needs to be said that Mr. Van Orden sitting behind me is not an attractive man at all.
Good to know.
Fellow SEAL, I had to throw that out. Okay, so let me get to my question, sir. Mr. General Lennington, this is coming to you. So telehealth, right, in our rural areas, a very aggressive movement in the proper direction, but sometimes it falls short, it seems. But here's the issue that I've tried to get my head around. Is I moved out to the country because I don't want anybody to talk to me. I don't want anybody to mess with me, and I could pick 20 people out in this room right now that are doing the same thing. But then we have the individuals that do live in the rural areas that need the VA's assistance. They want that telehealth. So here we have this give and take. Now for us, we're trying to get our head around that. But make no mistake about it, this needs to be said. Veterans are hard to deal with. I mean, we're hard to wrangle. I mean, we can be like really aggressive. And as a veteran, but somebody who's in the science and research space and now in the legislators, I mean, we have to be better about telling our brothers and sisters, be calm and be generous to the care to our caregivers, especially Marines. You guys would just take the cake. I usually get a response from Marines when you're in the crowd. We don't have a Marine in here? Okay, thank you. So, sir, how do we address that? What's the best? And it gets even more complex when we get into the tribes. I have a tribe in my district, and they fall short as well. But they're reluctant to have me walk in because I'm an outsider. What are your thoughts?
I would say telehealth. The COVID was a big test, and during COVID, telehealth was amazing in veterans connecting with healthcare, especially mental health care through telehealth. I think what we have to be careful of is allowing telehealth alone to meet the access standards for veterans that want to be seen in person. I think that's where abiding by the access standards that the Congress has set for the VA for community care, outside of the VA, and with some of the private partners that want to help in the areas of mental health or other health areas need to be enhanced. So You're exactly right. Some veterans appreciate the privacy and anonymity that come with telehealth, especially in the behavioral health areas. Some veterans want to be seen by a provider, and we got to be able to do both and do both well.
Thank you.